Tune into the 2019 Truly Daebak Awards from January 21st to the 25th and the Fans' Choice Awards live on January 26th. Watch as we crown the best in K-pop from 2018, and be sure to cast your vote by using the link in the description below.
Yeah. Okay. Topic
Speaking
2.
of Ujusoño.
Let's get this panda out of here. Let's get Ujusoño. Woo! The Uju Bong. So yeah, topic 2 is Ujusoño's Uju Stay album review, or WJ Stay, which Andrew will be reading.
All right, so we start off with the lead single titled "La La Love." So my thoughts on this are, oh my god, full bloom! Holy shit! I'm surprised they didn't, like, for as much as I loved Ujusoño for years, or ever since like I first got introduced to them, I'm surprised like Full Bloom never really made it onto my radar until like last year, and they've been making so much of Ujusoño's music. So yeah, I'd say the production would actually be the highlight of this this mini album, or just like this song in particular. It's an interesting fusion of, basically it kind of feels like a mix of what they were doing on Save Me Save You, with the sort of, I guess, traditional sound that they have on stuff like Dreams Come True and I Wish, that sort of like synth heavy style, so mixed with the sort of I guess more sexier style essentially of Save Me Save You. So it's an interesting fusion between the two. Again, as sad as I am that the C line isn't here, I'd say sort of, I guess, maybe just out of circumstance, it's made them a lot more varied in who gets lines. So there's a really interesting section where Sola and Yoram like trade lines, and Yoram has this like really like deep lower like da 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 like voice, which is really nice because it feels like the only person that they ever utilize like a deep voice is with Exy, like whenever she's doing like raps or like, I don't know, that sort of thing. So as sad as I am that C line isn't around, again, it sort of just made them, it sort of forced them to be more resourceful with the members that they do have. Again, speaking of, there's like this part during the rap, like there's this really nice piano instrumental that they sort of like go away from the synth sound for. So really nice addition. The only complaint would probably be, again, with Full Bloom being the main producer for Ujusoño, it seems, is that they tend to write the same chorus a lot of the time. Like, it's, if you listen to like a lot of Ujusoño songs that are in this style, it's kind of like the same melody in a way. And I'd say it's not something that I'm necessarily like, it's not repulsive in a way, because I mean, I love Ujusoño. They're probably one of my favorite. They're probably like 1 or 2 on my IY branch rankings, but I'd say they do need to mix it up a bit, because they are starting to get a bit samey on that front, and it's kind of a shame in comparison to how experimental or how different the rest of the song has been sounding. So I do wish they would push a bit further into the chorus. As for like the video, I don't understand it. Like, it's like a random, like, is this just like another one of the cases where Korea just loves The Greatest Showman, so they're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna make Ujusoño into carnival wing people? I don't know, like I don't understand the concept of it, but at least the choreography was nice, and that element was still really appealing, particularly with the choreography. There's this really nice part where like the la 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 la, where they do hand choreography, and they do it to the syllables of la 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 la, which is something you don't often see in girl group choreography. I don't know why they try to, a lot of the time like girl group choreography seems oversimplified in comparison to like guy group choreography. I guess they don't really see girl groups doing powerful choreography all too often outside of Girl Crush, but I do love that element. Just like adding a bit more complexity is all I ask of most girl group choreography, because I feel like there's just so much more you can explore while not necessarily compromising the sort of theme or mood that you're trying to depict in girl group songs for the most part. So those are my thoughts.
Okay. We got Jacob's thoughts are: this song has a lot going on in its instrumental, which is something I always like to see, since the current trend in pop music is to make the instrumental track as sparse as possible. There's a subtle thing going on with what sounds to me like a guitar coming in every now and again, and the random break that he liked. The random breakdown in the pre-chorus is not something I'm a big fan of, but I love the energy of the chorus. Super hype. Overall, I like the song a lot.
Cooper.
Okay. So I really like this song. Actually, I love this song. It's just been overshadowed this past week.
By yeah, same.
Yeah. But I really love starting with the intro, like XC's English is we need more XC English, honestly. I really love her intro. I actually like the pre-chorus breakdown with like the heavier bass and like the lower vocals. The chorus isn't as strong as the past two singles, in my opinion, but it's still pretty solid. I think why I like the choreography so much is I think their most recent choreography is they're trying to like sync up the moves with the beat more.
Yeah.
Like, similar to how like 17 always does theirs.
Yeah, which is why I really love 17 choreography. That's a good comparison.
And when you have like this many members, that's like the best way you can like do that without it looking like sloppy. The music video is I don't really get the carnival theme with any of the songs. Well, there's one song later, but it's still pretty good, and they all look amazing, of course. The outfits, all that.
Yeah, the style looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems, and like it took the China line not being here, I guess, but Daewon's getting more lines as a main vocal, so I like that at least. But yeah, it's probably like in my top 5 Ujusoño title tracks.
For me, my first comment in all caps is Luda is adorable and gets so much screen time, because she's all over the music video, and I was super happy. But yeah, I love the focus on the strings through the verses. The pre-chorus part, unlike Jacob, I thought it was really cool that it contrasts like the upbeat chorus really well with like the weird rap breakdown type thing. There's like some really cool dichotomy going on in the song with that stuff. I had to use my favorite word. I did it on
dichotomy.
Purpose. Dichotomy. And like Cooper said, I think the line distribution seems, and Andrew as well, the line distribution seems to be getting better, as opposed to previous songs. I thought the music video, great style, like the carnival thing's weird, but like the actual like outfits and stuff and was great. The choreo, I thought it was nice because I felt like it matched Save Me, Save You really well, like as a really similar style. But yeah, this song didn't pass Save Me, Save You as my favorite single, but I thought it was a good follow-up.
Yeah, I don't think it would surpass that necessarily, but I'd say it's still a good follow-up in that sort of way.
Yeah.
Next, we have a song titled You Got, which is produced by Full Bloom yet again. It's just very, very different style to what La La Love was. This is some straight up like 70s like funk disco banger track thing. I don't know how to explain it exactly. It's like someone's reading my mind when they release these tracks. Specifically in terms of stylistic similarities, it reminds me a lot of the song. I don't know if you remember the song "We Together" from like the Produce 48 finale. The do 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 bop bop bop. It's kind of got that same funk element to it. So both have used good use of bass lines, very prominent. But this one, and You Got It, almost makes the bass line like the main melody or the main appeal of the song in a way. If you listen very carefully, I know it's for most listeners, it's not really something that stands out if you're not if you don't have a
Looking
background
for
in
it.
music, or if you're not looking for it, because usually I think most people tend to just filter out the bass line, because that's the point of the bass line. You're supposed to
You're supposed to feel it, not hear it.
And no, it's supposed to set tempo, not necessarily be as intricate
Yeah.
or as decorative as the guitar or other elements. But yeah, I love that element. As a bassist myself, I'm a sucker for anything with good bass lines. So, oh god, hold on, my notes are weird.
You gotta hurry up. I thought you had a deadline at 1.
Yeah, I know, no. But yeah, I'd say this is of the album tracks. I'd say this would be the best one, like by far, honestly. So I enjoyed it.
Jacob said, I like this a lot more than La La Love, which is great considering I like that song. I love how sweet the vocals sound in the song. The instrumental is super funky and the bass line is killing it. Also, Exy slays with her rap in this song. It really turned out great.
Cooper.
Yeah, after like the first 3 seconds, I was like, this is an Andrew song. So I have to tell him about it.
30 seconds? It took like 5 seconds.
No, like the first three seconds. I was
yeah.
but like, yeah, like the bass line is like so amazing. Like it's so addictive. I've played this more than La La Love recently. So, and like every song I wrote, another solid Exy rap. That's all.
One of your favorite Exy raps on the album
of the year.
It's like, her raps, they don't really vary too much in like, I guess, speed.
Wait, you said that for every song?
Yes, I wrote solid Exy rap for every song.
That's interesting. We'll get
Is
there
that your thing?
later,
Is that your one of my favorite songs of the album now? You're just,
yeah, it's
even
his
in,
favorite Exy rap of the album.
Even if we're covering like, I don't know, like friggin' BTS, this is my favorite Exy rap of the album.
Yep.
Yeah, but the song is definitely been running for like best B-side by Ujusonya. So.
Oh yeah, definitely one of their best B-sides.
For me, my first comment was "Holy Funk, Batman."
Holy funk, Batman! Hell yeah!
But yeah, it was like I was so overwhelmed at the beginning of the song in a good way. There's just so much going on. There's like so many different funky synths happening, and then like you guys all said, like the bass line is just complete fire. It's so good. I said this is like super spacey funk, which fits like Ujusonya's motif, because it still has that like spacey vibe.
Yeah,
but it's also just like this funk song. I don't know if it's my favorite Ujusonya B-side, but it's my favorite Ujusonya instrumental.
Yeah,
like
I could see
like,
that. Yeah.
If I ripped out the vocals, this would probably be my favorite Ujusonya song. If I ripped out the vocals out of every song that they have. So yeah, I loved it.
Next, we have Star, which is a ballad track and possibly one of the best album tracks. Honestly, again, I say this as the guy that hates ballads.
Wow.
Just because, mostly because I'm such a sucker for stuff that reminds me of SNSD ballads, and this this exceedingly is in the style of an SNSD type ballad. Just in terms of like the vocal quality that they have on this. Also, it has these during the chorus. Again, I'd say the thing that makes most ballads just boring as hell to me is that they're all very like formulaic to a T. But in this case, they have a really nice subtle dip into minor just to sort of like change things up a bit during the chorus, which is a really nice element. And again, it's like I don't think any of this could have been achieved without again, the great vocal performance that they had on here. And I know that's something that's not necessarily something that's highlighted when it comes to Ujusoño, because it's literally like most people's extent to vocal knowledge when it comes to Ujusoño is like, oh, it's just Jeonjung singing like 90% of the song. But in this case, they actually did a good job again of just splitting up the line distribution. So yeah, that I think that's what made it stand out a lot more to me.
Jacob has the opposite opinion. He said, normally I quite enjoy these piano-led ballads, but Ujusoño's vocals just don't do it for me. They don't really convey the amount of emotion and sincerity that I'm looking for in this type of song. That aside, I really do like the guitar and piano combo that they go with for the instrumental.
Cooper.
I kind of agree with Jacob on this one. I really like. I don't agree with the vocal part. I think like Subin and Ciola really stood out to me. But as for the instrumentation, it just coming from La La Love and you got. It was like too much of a bring down, so it just felt pretty generic to me still as a like soft ballad. But XC again with that good rap.
XC, one of his favorite raps on the album. Okay, for me, I'm in the Andrew camp. I thought it was very early Soshi style, so it drew me in more than normal. And I thought it showed off their vocals well. I like how quiet the instrumentals are compared to the vocals, and like helps you focus on the vocals. Also Yeonjung high notes, because Yeonjung high notes are great.
And probably the best time to use them are ballads.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we have Memories, and
which is an A-Pink cover of the A-Pink song that we reviewed last part, because they both had songs named Memories on these albums.
Jeez. In all honesty, I feel like this is kind of where the album kind of took a turn for the meh for me.
What?
Just because I feel like La La Love, You Got, and Star were just incredible, and I feel like the latter half of this album just kind of dropped the ball. Kind of similar to my thoughts when with A-Pink, but I mean, this song on its own isn't necessarily horrible, but I feel like placing it after Star is just really bad placement, because I feel like they're kind of similar in a way. So I feel like the effect is lost on me in that sort of way. Also,
that's interesting.
I feel like this is the point where I'm just like, they really are like, I know Cooper loves all the XE raps, but I feel like this was the point where I'm just like, wow, they're really trying to ham fist XE rap lines into every single song, even when it's not necessarily appropriate. And yeah, so this is probably the song that I barely listened to it. Like I skip it like all the time just because I feel I get nothing out of this song in all honesty. So yeah, it was not enjoyable in that way.
Yeah. Jacob said, I have a feeling this song might not stand out as much to other people, but personally I found the song to be really fun. I love the way the pace gradually picks up as they approach the chorus, which makes for a nice high impact. Nice high impact. The synth strings they use throughout the song are really nice as well. Cooper.
So yeah, this song, I feel like there's a song like this on every Ujusoño album.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Like it was like Renaissance on Would You Please.
Mm-hmm.
But I still like this style from them, so I can't really complain. As for the XC, I wrote the same thing, but I do agree that she actually has a really nice singing voice.
Which so they don't utilize.
Yeah, they don't utilize really at all. But yeah, I still really like the strings in this, and the chorus is really good. And Day One, also this is an OT13 song.
Okay.
So this is the OT13 song. Okay.
Yeah.
They just snuck the background vocals on.
Yeah, they each had like one line, I think, but I noticed Michi's line. I was like, oh, yes,
they're alive.
And yeah, I also really like Day One getting more English lines.
Yeah,
she's pretty decent at English, so.
Cooper, I'm gonna correct your pronunciation on your bias's name. It's Dawan.
Dawan.
Da, not Day.
Dawan. I thought okay. I never verbally.
You've never heard it.
I never verbally talk about these things until now.
Oh yeah.
See,
I was gonna say we're gonna have to work on your Korean pronunciation of names, because what was it? It was Sola Sola,
Sola.
and
Solo on that one.
that one. Yeah,
This is
Yeah,
why
that's
I
kind of
it's something you'll get better at.
I just put the
Yeah,
I just
Andrew
put the
was
ha-
horrible before.
Yeah,
so.
I said Yunha, not Unha. So this is why I just make it a habit to put everything into Google Translate and then just copy that, just so I don't fuck up the names if I've never seen it before.
Yeah, no, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
but
no,
I
it
just-
happens.
This
I know
way
it's-
you'll
And somebody
get
will
better
say
at
it somebody will say it in the comments. It's like, oh my god, it's not Daewak. Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nate, what were your thoughts?
My notes are literally the exact opposite of Andrew's. So for me, like literally note for note. But my first note was like it's very like G-friendish, especially with like the super fast strings. It definitely reminded me of a G-Friend song. But I said I actually like the placement of this after Star because it takes the slow ballad and leads into the string-based pop song. So like I actually thought that was a good placement. And then also I absolutely love anytime there's rapping over string parts. So I thought this was one of XC's best raps. So it's literally the opposite notes as Andrew completely. Which is funny because yeah, my two main notes were I like the placement of the song on the album and I love XC's rap.
I hate the placement of this song and I hate XC's rap. Holy
Yep,
shit.
exactly. That's why when you were talking, I
Oh,
was
boy.
like, this is funny.
Oh god. Next we have Cantabile, which is a cover of the anime. No. I'd say the instrumental of this song was very interesting, very interesting. So it's this kind of like innocent sounding like electropop song with these like G-Friend-esque strings again, like following up on memories, but then out of nowhere, there's just this like reverby as hell, like deep house like synth that they use. I'm just like, at first I was confused. I was just like, why is this here? But then I didn't necessarily hate it. I just found it very interesting that they'd put it in this style of song. And I mean, I'd say this is probably the most experimental sounding song on the mini album. Like, there's a trap beat, like, breakdown, like, after the chorus. I'm just like, is this Ujusoño at all? Like, there's just so many elements in this one song that are just very un-Ujusoño. And I guess in that sort of way, I enjoyed it just because it's a nice change of pace in comparison to the previous songs that we got were very much to their particular style. So.
Mm-hmm. Jacob said the synth instrumental in the song is awesome, especially the strings and bells. The strings in the chorus remind me a lot of something that G-Friend would probably come out with, which in this case is a positive. Cooper.
Yep, that's how I opened mine. I said I got major G-Friend vibes at the start. And then like Andrew said, the house beat and then the trap happened. I was like super confused. I was like, it's like they've never done anything like remotely like this before. But like after a few listens, it's become like one of my like favorites, to quote Jacob. And I like the like ascending strings in the chorus. And like kind of like and XC again also in my notes. Great rap.
For me, I said I love the mysterious spacey feeling of this. It reminds me of like early Ujusoño or Singles or G-Friend. And then holy fuck, there's a trap beat breakdown and it's amazing, and I can't even care about the rest of the song. It's so good.
Yeah.
those are my notes.
It just kind of
comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, what?
It just kind
This
of
is
makes you
amazing.
want like an actual trap song from Ujusoño, because I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like they haven't done it before. What was that? What was the name of that co-ed thingy?
Catch me or chase me.
Yeah, where that was basically just.
Yeah.
That was basically just like a hip hop song that they did with Monster, with Monster X, correct? So.
Oh no, you're talking about the song with Monster X.
Yeah.
I
forget the name.
The name of I don't remember. I'll have to look it up.
Please tell us in the comments. Just so it's not necessarily something that's alien to them. So I think it'd be a cool sort of change of pace away from the Full Bloom style of songs. So next we have 12 o'clock. Do better. Okay, that is the title of the collaboration song.
Yeah, Y-Teen.
Yeah, Y-Teen
was their
the
group
project.
name.
Yeah. Yeah, when you showed that to me, I was just like, wow, this is Ujusoño? What the hell? Anyway, on to 12 o'clock. Again, this is a song I really wanted to enjoy It definitely is very experimental in a similar vein to how Cantabile just sort of messes around with different sounds. This also messes around with different sounds in a way, but I felt like that was to its detriment in this case, because I feel maybe it's just because they gave you a taste of like this 20s swing sound at the beginning, and then they just go away from it until like sort of a bridge area. I'm just like, why go away from it, and why not just? It would have been such a refreshing sound for them to just straight up do like a swing track in that sort of manner. So yeah, that's why I felt ultimately disappointed by the song, just because I feel had they stuck to the swing vibe that they had during the intro and that they have during that little interlude, it would have been one of my favorite songs on the entire album, just because again it would have been such a different take on Ujusoño's style. So yeah, I really wanted to like this one. I was like, I was literally in anguish when trying to listen to the song. I was just like, why didn't you just stick to it? Why didn't you just stick to the one sound? It would have worked so much better.
Yeah. Jacob said, this song gives off a similar vibe to me as Twice is Rollin' in the verses, but with a more swing cabaret style twist on it at times. The chorus is definitely in a style that's not unique to Ujusoño. The song definitely stands out to me a lot compared to other Ujusoño tracks. Also, XD just keeps slaying me with that rap.
Cooper.
Yeah, so I really like the combination with the more funky chorus part and then the jazzy swing part. I thought they actually transitioned pretty well between those two. And I wrote down with the horns and the bass part of the song with Xy's rap. I was like, Ellie and Xy collab win.
Yeah.
Please make that happen.
I mean, they're very similar voices, so I'm surprised they haven't collabed, or they have very similar rapping styles. So
yeah, I don't know if I was the only one who heard this, but I heard elephant noises.
Yeah, I heard some random elephant noise. I'm just like, is this Zoo? Is this Zoo by Red Velvet right now?
I was like,
Zoo too.
Okay. I was like, okay, I guess there's the carnival theme.
Oh, okay.
That's like the only carnival theme in the entire mini album. Congratulations.
One elephant.
They just
sample.
put random elephant sounds in one song. Yeah.
And then the electric guitar solo in the outro. Amazing. And yep, that's my thought.
For me, back to agreeing with Andrew, as opposed to completely disagreeing with him. Although I still love the song. I thought it was absolutely amazing, swing big band intro, and I agree with Andrew that I wish it continued into the chorus. But overall, I still like the song a lot. I really like how Xy's rap section extended to other members doing talk rapping for way longer than normal, way longer than I expected, and it's all with a great saxophone part. That section really stood out to me.
Yeah, the Barry sax part was that's one of the highlights of the song.
And then the bridge just being an instrumental big band part was amazing. And in my notes I said, oh my god, they put an electric guitar part at the end. My Dreamcatcher sense exploded.
And we close out Would You Stay with the song Ujong. So I don't really have much to say on this, honestly. Well, it's nice that that's a nice touch that they close it out with that. But as for the actual song, pretty much your run-of-the-mill sort of acoustic guitar girl group ballad track. So I'd say it didn't necessarily end on a high note for me, unfortunately. And for as much as I loved the first three songs and a bit of Cantabile, just the latter half of it just felt like, it really dropped the ball. So yeah, I don't know. I was just at this point, I was just kind of sad. It was just I just want one more song to sort of round out the album for me, but I didn't get it.
Cooper's bias dirty like that.
Sorry.
This was produced by Daebak.
This is a betrayal.
I mean, granted, that being said, despite me not liking the song as an ending, I did like the chorus though, the da 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 da, that part of the chorus is very interesting.
Jacob says, this song doesn't really stand out to me as much, but unlike the other songs where I mentioned the rap, it's a little bit annoying in this one. Musically, the song didn't stand out as much, but I do think the vocals turned out well, even better than in Star.
Yeah, I'm kind of biased on this one because my two biases wrote and composed this song. Yeah, so like you can tell that for like two best at English, there's a lot of random English lines in this that I really like, even though they're pretty corny. But yeah, there's, like Andrew said, there's not much to say about this. It's a nice like quiet outro to the album. I'm just really happy that Dawan is getting more recognition for like songwriting and singing in this album.
Yeah. You mentioning the English, maybe like I almost used "I'm a Cosmic Girl" as my English lyric.
Yeah.
Almost. Yeah, for me, I liked it. It's an like I said, it's acoustic ballad composed by Dawan. And the one thing I didn't like, and Jacob mentioned it, is the Xy's first rap part I did not like because she was like modifying her voice to sound more sweet, and it just didn't come out very well. Like that's exactly what she's doing though. Like, and the second part sounded a lot more natural. Like just her first part, something's off with the way she's rapping, and she's just trying to match the song too much, I feel like, but it just didn't sound good. But her second rap was better. But overall, I like the use of synths in the background because they're there, but they're subtle and they're used sparsely. So they don't like overtake the song, but they definitely stood out to me.
All right.
And one last thing. Shout out to Luda. I think she ended the song really nicely.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But yeah, that's all.
The English lyrics at the end.
All right, so now on to the ratings. So out of a 7, I gave the music a 5 out of 7. Again, as I love the first 3 tracks on this album. Again, as I mentioned before, La La Love, I'd say, was a good like single track, but it didn't necessarily stand out to me as much as their prior, or I wouldn't put it above any of their previous singles, nor would I put it above something like Ung Ung, just in doing that sort of comparison. But it was still a good track for them to lead off with, and like again, You Got It was probably one of my new favorites in terms of B-side tracks, and Star might be I can't really remember any other Ujusoño ballads, so it might be a favorite of mine. But yeah, again, I feel like with the rest, outside of Cantabile, I had various issues with it. So yeah, that's why I feel like it deserves a 5 out of 7. Concept 2 out of 3, and I guess that's kind of being generous just because I really didn't understand the carnival aspect of it. But I guess where it really is saved is on the choreography. Just because I want them to push further into making a bit more complex and maybe a bit more just clean choreography that utilize, again, like what Cooper was mentioning, that utilizes the sheer manpower that they have in Ujusoño. Like you can do so many interesting lines and just variations that with that many members, even without C-Line, you can still do that. So that would total out to a 7 out of 10.
Jacob gave it the exact same score as you. You said 5 out of 7 for music. My music score pretty much reflects the fact that I really like 5 out of 7 albums on the song. 5 out of 7 songs on the album, and really wasn't blown away by the other 2. I think what sells me short on Ujusoño is that for me, their vocals don't convey enough emotion, and also that most of them have extremely similar sounding voices, so only a few stand out. That being said, the things I really did like, and think they're some of Ujusoño's best B-sides. For concept, I only ended up going with 2 out of 3 for concept because there was nothing really super remarkable concept-wise. Like with the MV, for example, there's nothing to really stand it apart from, say, Twice As Yes or Yes, which all went with the same carnival-type concept. The choreography for the song did turn out really nicely, though, and I think Ujusoño's choreo is one of their biggest strengths, especially with the amount of members they have. Everything on the album concept-wise was at least well done. It just didn't stand out to me as much was the main problem. Overall, Ujusoño almost always has some tracks on their albums that I really like, but they really don't reinvent the wheel when it comes to their albums overall. I said overall twice. Or no. He didn't. I'm just crazy. I really want to like what they give me more than I really want to like what they give me more than I do, but they haven't done anything that really grabs my attention and puts me in my place. Like I mentioned before, I think it's mostly due to the vocals all being so high-pitched and similar sounding. For this album, what stood out to me was the instrumentals mostly, and that's what scored most of the points musically. On a lot of albums from other artists, I can't help but comment on how much I love the vocals, but Ujusoño always leaves something to be desired there for me. No doubt the talent is there. I think it all is chalked down to member composition, how Starship constructed the group. Overall, this was a solid release that I think deserves praise, but has something lacking for me in the end.
Cooper.
Okay, for music, I gave it a 6 out of 7. Only Star and Ujung weren't as high for me as everyone's. But I really love all the other B-sides and the title track. So it still gets a 6. 2 out of 3 for concepts, because I agree about the music video, because when like the teaser photos, like all of them like didn't match really at all with how the music video turned out, so I wasn't really sure what they were going for in that aspect, but I think we all agree that the choreo is really, really amazing. So I still gave it a 2 out of 3. 8 total.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. For me, I gave it a 6.5 out of 7 for music. I really liked all the songs. It just, a couple could have been a little bit better. There are a couple of things that I didn't like, so I knocked them half a point. But I was close to giving them a 7 out of 7 for music. I really liked the music on this album. For concept, though, I agree with everyone. I think it's 2 out of 3 because the music video just didn't have anything special, but the choreo was fantastic and the styling's fantastic. So I gave it an 8.5. So we total a 7.625. So 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5 would be. And,
yep.
And again, that's not necessarily a bad score. It's just, again, we expect, or again, it's one of those cases where I feel like, it's how much we love title track versus how much we love like album tracks, which ends up sort of skewing that balance. So it's just, it obviously just doesn't it doesn't necessarily like live up to what they've put out before, but I'm still excited to see what they have for 2019, in all honesty. Granted, Sea Line's probably gone, so I mean I'll have to find a new bias. So
prediction number 3.
Yep, there's that.
No.
So it gets a seal of approval, but no shiny.
Yeah. It's a good album. 7.5.
Yeah, it's still a good album.
Good, not truly Daebak.
Yeah.
Or great, not truly Daebak.
Yeah, it's great.
Good is 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we want a hard break? What are we doing?
Oh,
you have 15 minutes.
Oh no, I have till like 1:30. 1:30.
Oh, you have 1:30? Okay, then we're good.
Well, Boa is huge in Japan, so
yeah,
it makes sense for this to be a Japanese single for sure.
Only Boa could make me like a Tropical House song. Like this is probably like one of my favorite Tropical House songs I've heard all year, which isn't saying
me too,
much.
Actually.
Which isn't saying much because I really don't like all too many, but like it's excellent. The choreography is amazing.